At a wildlife rescue center near the African savannah, there lived a young female chimpanzee named Kiki. She was quiet, calm, and never caused trouble. Unlike the other chimps, she didn't scream or throw things. Every day she would sit in the far corner of her enclosure, staring beyond the fence. The keepers thought Kiki was just curious. But Kiki wasn't just watching the fields, she was watching someone. Far across the open land stood an old, broken farmhouse. Behind it, tied to a wooden post, was a dog. The dog looked weak and dirty. The dog didn't bark or fight back. He just lay there, day after day, silently. Kiki noticed everything. She watched the dog every day. She saw how he never stood up, how his ribs showed through his skin, and how the rope around his neck looked too tight. She started doing something the keepers didn't understand. Kiki began throwing fruits, bananas, apples, and papayas over the fence, aiming them toward the dog. Sometimes she even pushed sticks through the bars, trying to roll a water bottle closer to him. No one knew why she was doing it. Then one morning, the dog didn't move at all. He just lay there, not even lifting his head. Kiki panicked. She screamed, banged the metal bars of her cage, and made loud noises until a keeper came. But the human didn't understand what she was trying to say. Then something incredible happened. That afternoon, by mistake, someone forgot to lock the gate to Kiki's enclosure. The sun was hot, and most of the staff were resting inside. But Kiki didn't wait. She saw her chance and took it. She pushed open the gate quietly, dropped low to the ground, and crawled under a loose part of the fence. She ran across the dry grass, heading straight for the farmhouse. Dust flew up around her feet as she ran under the hot sun. The dog was still lying there, breathing slowly. His rope was cutting into his neck. Kiki sat beside him, looked closely at the knot, then did something no one expected. She began chewing the rope. She bit hard, pulled with her teeth, and tugged with her hands. Dust filled the air, and the sun beat down on her back, but she didn't stop. Her movements were fast and desperate. Finally, with one last pull, the rope snapped. The dog didn't run, he just looked at Kiki with tired eyes. Kiki gently nudged him once. Then again. Slowly he got up on shaky legs. Together they turned and began walking back across the field. Kiki walked slowly, stopping now and then to let the dog rest. When he got too tired, she stood beside him, blocking the sun with her body. That's when a staff member from the sanctuary spotted them. A chimp and a dog walking side by side like best friends. Everyone rushed outside. There was panic at first, but soon that turned into shock and silence. No one was angry. They were amazed. The team quickly helped the dog. He was in very bad shape, thin, bruised, and so weak he could hardly stand. They carried him into the treatment room, but Kiki didn't leave his side. She waited outside the room, pacing back and forth. She made soft sounds, asking to be let in. Finally, the staff allowed her inside. She walked in, curled up next to the dog, and gently placed her small hand on his back. The dog, who would later be named Charlie, rested his head near Kiki's arm. That moment touched everyone's hearts. From that day on, Kiki and Charlie were never apart. They stayed together, ate together, and slept next to each other. When Kiki played, Charlie watched happily. When Charlie napped, Kiki sat close to him. It was clear. They weren't just friends. They were family. Kiki changed after saving Charlie. She became more playful, more active, and more open with her keepers. Charlie also improved slowly. He began to eat better, gained weight, and even wagged his tail. He finally felt safe. Visitors came to see them and always asked the same question. Are they really friends? But the truth was, they were more than that. When the news spread, the story made headlines. But this wasn't just a news story, it was something much deeper. It was proof that love and kindness don't need words. They don't need to be taught in school. Sometimes They come from the heart of someone who has felt pain and doesn't want anyone else to suffer. Ache spreads Kiki. She knew what pain was, and maybe that's why she understood Charlie's silence. She didn't need to speak to know he was hurting, and Charlie didn't need to ask to be saved. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories.